Testing. Meow. Meow. Okay, cool. It's all working. Hello, my viewers, and welcome. Welcome to Tibbs TV. We're going to be playing Fallout 4 yet again. And this time it's personal. No, I'm kidding. Winter is standing here. Okay, so long story short, Winter was upset today about something. The real Winter, the in-person one, right? And she wanted me to stream because apparently it's been putting her in a good mood. So I'm streaming. Or at least I plan to stream, right? And I'm sitting there playing the game, not streaming, and all of a sudden it's weird because this Winter shows up, walks over.
Don't need a sight to see that you've done real good for these people.
Oh, shut up. But Winter comes over in the game, just stands there impatiently, like she's waiting for something, and then it just dawned on me, the in-person Winter, the in-real-life Winter, is sitting behind me laying behind me in the bed, waiting for me to go live so that she can have something to cheer her up. I'm like, is it weird that Winter in the game is synced with Winter in real life? And then I realized something. Winter is playing the game, exploring the game world. Well, when I pause it, it kind of fucks up, right? I'll just unpause it. Well, isn't that fucking weird? It's like a Nightmare on Elm Street. What happens in the game happens in real life. What happens in real life happens in the game. All right. I'll bite. Let's do this. Winter. There you are. With your sledgehammer and all. She's going to hack somebody up. We're going to be playing some Fallout 4. The goal today is to do as many quests as possible in a 3-hour time period, because we'll be streaming for about 3 hours. I'm done with all my errands for the day. I have nothing else I have to do. I went and bought some groceries. That's the gist of it, right? We are ready to go. We have no other distractions. Everything's already kind of been set in stone. We've already kind of got all the things we need to get done. Doofy. We need to talk about Doofy Gilmore, which we're going to talk about on the stream. The chats are open. Behave. If you don't behave, I am liable to ignore you or ban you. Or make fun of you. I haven't really decided. Right now it's kind of a per comment basis. Hey D-Chat, how you doing? I don't care if you guys want to come here and act like a bunch of fools, but just know that we'll deal with it in whatever way we feel like dealing with it at the time, which means it's a gamble at this point. Life is like a box of chocolates, and can't think of any other gambling metaphors or references. But anyway, if we decide to deal with you a certain way, we will, because at this point you might not get banned. You might be able to just act like a fool for a good 40 minutes or the entire time. I don't know. Depends on what kind of mood I am in. But I'm going to ask people from the get-go, please behave. Keep it civil. If you want to act like maniacs, remember that people are going to notice that, because they're not going to hate me for that. They're going to hate you. So anyway, we're going to play some Fallout 4. We're going to do some quests. We're going to explore, open up the map more, find supplies, gather resources, build up our settlement. Sanctuary is going to be an amazing place. Winter is going to be here the entire time. In this episode, we will be recruiting Deadpool. Yes, the mod has been installed the whole time, and we've never addressed it even once. Well, in this episode, in episode 6, Deadpool joins our group. And we'll slowly do that till we have the whole My House crew. But that being said, we need to talk about Doofy Gilmore. Now, I'm not going to tell you guys...
There's so much ahead to discover.
Thank you, Winter. Is my TV not muted? It isn't muted. Thank God I remembered to do that. D-Chat, you've seen Doofy Gilmore. He looks cool, doesn't he? I have not shown pictures of Doofy Gilmore to the public, but in the year 2000, the new millennium, there was a movie, and it starred the Wayans brothers. It also starred Anna Faris, a few other, at the time, little-known actors. That movie was a parody of Scream, Scream 2, and I Know What You Did Last Summer. The movie was called Scary Movie. Which, fun fact, Scream was actually going to be called Scary Movie, but they changed their mind. Get Deadpool, winner. Oh my god. Did she just body slam him? Get him, winner. I got stim packs. You got this. Whale him. Body slam him, winner. You can do this. This is Fred versus Winner. The only time you ever gonna see this. Yeah, ever gonna see this. This is a debate if Winner. Oh, he's regenerating.
Well done, sir.
He was regenerating. I saw that he was regenerating. I had to help Winner out.
Find anything useful?
Alright, we just need the mask. Oh, it's a black dude. No, it's not a black dude anymore.
What can I do for you?
You can follow me.
No problem.
Alright, let me just squeeze past you and grab this stuff. Anyway, the movie was called Scary Movie. It was what they would call an instant classic in comedy horror, and probably the only good parody of its time, because there's been a lot of parodies since then. And let's be honest here, parodies are often super, super cheesy. Scary Movie was one of those ones that did it right.
I'll get it done.
You don't have to do that, Winner. I was glitching. Winner, I was glitchy. You don't have to do anything. Anyway. Well, in Scary Movie, there was a character named Doofy Gilmore. If you do not know who Doofy Gilmore is, oh my god, you're in for a treat. Doofy Gilmore was the ghost face of Scary Movie. In fact, there's been an online debate for a while now that Doofy Gilmore was the best ghost face of all time. Mainly because not only did he have a pretty good kill count, but he also completely got away with what he did. I think his kill count was pretty high, actually. Anyway, long story short, that movie came out in the year 2000, and though Doofy Gilmore has been confirmed to return for Scary Movie 6 coming next year, which is actually, by the way, a pretty big deal. Just move this body out of the way. Get over there. Though he has been confirmed to return for Scary Movie 6, it is still... It's still a staple of Tibbs TV to bring back things that people rarely use or that aren't really popular anymore. And though they say he's going to return, we don't know if Scary Movie 6 is actually going to happen because things get canceled all the time. Doofy Gilmore was also a member of the My House TV series. Well, it wasn't a TV series, it was a YouTube TV series. A YouTube series. I keep saying TV for some reason. That's a glitch in my Matrix. Long story short, we have decided to bring back Doofy Gilmore for the 25th anniversary of Scary Movie. Because, you know, we were going to do this for 2000 for the 20th anniversary, but life got in the way. Trolls kind of stepped into things after a point. April 23 happened. And though the trans movement have gone to great lengths to prevent Doofy Gilmore from ever actually seeing the light of day, Doofy Gilmore is finally coming home. In fact, he's on his way right now. Which means within the next couple of weeks, I'm going to guesstimate that's how long it will be. He will be here with us, and he'll be doing videos along with the rest of us. I see this as a very interesting opportunity, and Halloween this year is going to be lit. But anyway, wanted to let you guys all know that that's actually a thing. We do have pictures and everything at this point. But now that me and Winter have killed the Deadpool, now we got to go find Fred Willis. Anyway, I'm not so much interested in that type of stuff. This reminds me about how Comanche women are usually the ones that torture the captured POWs back in the Old West. You know, I didn't know that. We are very overencumbered by like 20 pounds. Oh my god. Did we not put this stuff away? Oh my god. Oh, let's eat some pork and beans and potato crisps. Salisbury steak. That's not going to help us because we are very overencumbered. We're just going to slowly walk over to our house and drop everything off. We can't recruit Fred until we actually get the other mod installed. There's a unlimited companion framework. Until we install that mod, or enable it is a better way to put it, then we can't actually recruit Fred, because I will not give up Winter. Winter is a mandatory. Winter must be with us at all times, because this is not really a Tip City playthrough. This is a Winter playthrough. Right, Winter? Playing your first video game? Okay, she doesn't want to talk about it. You want to talk about Winter? Oh, she changed her mind. Come on, Winter, you can do it. Come over and hit me with the sledgehammer. She's like, no, Tibbs, I love you. Anyway, let's see. What do we have in our junk tab? Oh, yeah, we can definitely drop off some stuff in the junk. Just do it this way, actually. Damn it. Cigar boxes also count as... Cigar boxes also count as cigarettes, because they're cigars. Gold watch. Gold-plated lighters. That's gold. It's gold! We really do need to find lead. Pack of cigarettes. Pork and beans. Pre-war money. Purified water. Actually, we'll leave purified water. I'm not entirely sure where the purified water is coming from, though. That's the problem. I wish there was a way to break these components down. McCready's classic toothbrush and toothpaste. Well, at least we know we have an ongoing supply of toothpaste. Vegetable soup. We gotta take all the stuff from the medical field, because at this point... Alright. Crap. We're almost there. We got 20 pounds over. Come on, guys. Give me something to talk about in the chats. These chats can't be dead this much. You know what I find interesting? We fully opened the chats. It was 3 days of absolute pandemonium, right? And then we closed down the chats for a day. Now nobody wants to comment, because they're like, he's just going to moderate. No one even wants to try? We don't even have blocked words yet. Like, balls drop off the face of the earth or something? What the fuck happened? Like, what the hell? I think seeing this playthrough and hearing her affirmations of what's taking place in it, I think my reverence towards Winter has taken a new dimension. I now know to fear her. I think Winter is somebody that... I don't think anyone should fear Winter. I think that's the first thing I want to note, is that Winter should never be feared. She should be respected. That is, there's a difference. I guess we'll put the toothbrush and toothpaste in this drawer right here. We can brush our teeth in the capital wasteland. But yeah, I do think the reality is that we should respect Winter, not fear Winter. Fearing Winter just feels... Well... We don't need the Deadpool suit. Wait, how much is the Deadpool suit? It costs $10,000 and only weighs 1. Well, if it weighs 1, then it's definitely not the problem. Actually, I forgot that we're actually breaking down all the armor pieces. Helmets don't count as armor. Some people are incapable of respect. In that case, fear is the last resort. I think that's the idea, is that fear should be a last resort. We got a baseball bat. A compensated powerful. Oh boy. Let's see. Misk. Got Burnt Trade Magazine. The Dutchman's Treasure. We gotta get refrigerators in here too. Oops. Nuka-Cola Cherry does not go in with the vegetables and meat. Okay, cool. Don't worry about it. It was just somebody messaging me. It was actually important too. All right, let's see. See, the wooden crates are the things that are non-perishables. They're in cans, they're in boxes, they're things that are not meat or vegetables, right? And then that crate over there basically is full of ice. That's the one with all the other stuff. And I guess we'll put the moldy food in this crate because we're not ever going to eat that. That's disgusting. How do we have two of them? I guess we'll take that. Alright, let's see. What do we have here?
You certainly know your way around the front bench.
Huh? Speak up.
Alright. Rice, bread, and stuff like that. Rice and peanut butter. Bread would go in the non-perishables because it lasts a while. Rice would probably go into the veggie drawer. And peanut butter, that'd go into the non-perishable. So peanut butter go in the wooden crate. Let's scrap this. Scrap this, scrap this, scrap this, scrap these. Scrap this, scrap this. Sawed off. Scrap that, scrap that, scrap that, scrap that, scrap that. Alright, we're good. Hey, Mom Murphy.
You remind me of a young man I used to know. Never looking for trouble, but always finding it.
Yeah, that is kind of me, isn't it?
You need the sight? It's telling me Mentats will give us the right high for another insight into your destiny.
Mentats? I'll find some.
I'll be waiting.
We're gonna give her more drugs, guys. We are a bad influence on Mama Murphy. Probably should take all this stuff because this at the end of it, we're gonna need to make a drug deal at some point. Take the day tripper, Take the buff out. Right. Go. Oh.
Got some mentats for me? See where the sight takes us this time?
Yeah, here you go.
Ah, that's it. I can feel the sight opening up. You're looking for a man. He can help you. But he ain't gonna be the man you expect. He's somewhere deep and dark, surrounded by folks with nothing but cruel intentions. But there's an echo, something in the past that can help you. When you meet the fat man and the angry woman, tell them to remember the quarry and Lily June on the rocks, and they'll let you and your friend pass. Don't mind me, kid. The chems are just acting up a bit. I'll be fine, eventually.
What the hell does that mean? Yeah, I agree. I think drug addicts are just... I don't like Mara. Winter, we need to go. We're going to take a walk. I don't like drugs of any kind, and I don't really like people that do them. I know a lot of my viewers do marijuana. To an extent, it's tolerable, but I find marijuana to be just such a contribution to my problems. And so I find myself kind of just not liking it. You know what I mean? I say this bothers me in a game more than the violence or any X-rated stuff. Substance abuse is just pure degenerate stuff. Like, it's the epitome of degeneracy. A lot of people who do drugs become degenerates, too. Like, I'm not saying you have to be clean cut 100%. Everybody's got their problems. But, like, at the same time, I don't like drugs. It just, they never have sat right with me. Alright, we need to explore. I guess we could start. Let's go here. Let's just. We gotta figure out Fred. Shit. Winter, give me a second. She's like, do it. Just do it, eh? Alright, guys. Let's go activate a mod. Let's go activate a mod, yeah. I'm gonna activate a mod tonight. Well, marijuana and alcohol are okay. They're okay, though. They're not great either. Because, like, about a few days ago, like 4 or 5 days ago tops, I smoked. Let me get into the game before I tell the story, actually. We're in the game now. So about 4 or 5 days ago, tops, probably could have been less, could have been more, I don't know. It was probably around that time frame, though. Who cares about specifics, am I right? About 4 or 5 days ago, I decided that I was going to smoke my last joint. Because I got rid of most of the stuff that I had. Sold to some people who wanted it. Doesn't really matter. It's at the end of the day, it was legal. Okay? And I had one joint that was half smoked, so there's not much I could really do with it. Thanks, Winter. I appreciate you letting me know. There was one half a joint that I couldn't sell, couldn't do nothing with it. I could throw it away, but I spent money on it. I might as well get my money's worth, right? So I smoked it. And I smoked every single piece of that joint. There was nothing left when I was done. There wasn't even a roach. And the whole time was instant regret. Because I think that I want to be straight edge. But I don't need drugs and alcohol to solve my problems. And I smoked this joint. I hated myself for it. Because it just felt disgusting. It felt wrong. Oh, Jesus, that is the worst image of all time. Did you kill the other one? Anyway, I smoked that joint and it just felt horrible. Like I physically felt sick and gross. My throat hurt the whole night. It's not that I'm allergic to it or anything, I just genuinely don't like the feeling anymore. Something in me changed in the last few months where I just don't need it anymore. For years, that shit was pushed on me. By Brandy, by Steve, by Jeremiah. Yeah, Jeremiah. He also pushed that shit on me. And I look back on it, I have so many regrets of smoking weed. It just felt gross. It felt filthy. You know when you do something you feel like you're dirty afterwards, but you're not? That's what marijuana was for me. The next morning after that, I felt just like, why? Why didn't I just throw it away? Because money is so freaking tight right now that if you're going to waste your money on something, you might as well make it count, right? But even then, I was like, maybe that wasn't the case. Maybe I could just chuck it in the trash. And so, that being said, you're like, why would you throw away good weed? You mean shit? I threw away good shit? Because it's shit. What has weed ever done for me? It's like people. Weed has never solved my problems. Weed never had my back. In fact, weed makes you a nasty pile of crap. You smoke weed, you get all like, oh, horny, fucking stupid, fuck everybody. Yeah, what is life? You realize how retarded weed makes you? These start lining up all the reports of what people say weed does to your brain. According to reports in general, statistics, studies, research done by doctors and stuff. Oh God, not this one. Anyway, I'm going to pause it because I know that this bass absolutely sucks and I forgot that it was here. Weed has never done anything for me but create problems. It fills me with depression. It makes me feel more alone. Even as a social smoker, you realize, well, what's the point in smoking weed if you're only smoking it by yourself, and the whole point is to smoke with people? The best interactions with weed, I will say, are with people. But there's never any people. It's always a constant reminder. It drags you down. And then what does weed actually do? It rots and fries your brain. Most people will never admit this because they're too hooked up on the shit. But weed is an addictive substance. People don't want to admit that. But you know why people smoke weed for years and can never stop? Because it's an addiction. It's also a gateway drug. It does open up the doors to cocaine and cigarettes and alcohol and heroin and things like that. It's always a doorway to another drug. I've noticed that with weed. Everyone I know, from Brandy to Jeremiah to Steven to everybody. Steven was meth, Brandy was cocaine, Jeremiah was cigarettes. Obviously, weed is a gateway drug. There's no denying the math. On top of all that, it has never actually done anything for the human body but create elements of schizophrenia. So if weed creates elements of schizophrenia, it creates mental illness. Now, why are all of our trolls absolutely retarded? Because a lot of them are smokers. A lot of them smoke weed. They are very open about hitting the bong every chance they get. In fact, they make a point to let you know that's what they're doing. So if that's the case, why would I want to be a part of that? You smoke weed, you're trash. You don't have to be perfect. And you can admit that you have a problem. But I'm not going to respect you for smoking weed. I'll respect you for other reasons. At the end of the day, I don't like weed. I think it's a garbage material that does garbage things to people that were once good. It turns the best people into absolute morons. And at the end of the day, maybe I'm based as fuck for saying this. Maybe I'm an asshole for saying this. I don't think weed should be legalized. After 5 years of being around this stuff, I do not think it's anything short of a narcotic. It is a narcotic. It should be completely made illegal, and they should be removing this from the population. Because, let's be honest here, the population is getting stupider. Blame COVID or blame the marijuana. But at the end of the day, something is to blame, and no one's admitting anything. So, I think they should remove weed from the population. Pretty much the same way I don't have any desire to get drunk or stoned. In my situation, it's ironic. The stereotype is that homeless people just drink and score dope constantly, not me. I've noticed that when I was homeless for a spell, they don't actually do that. In fact, they can't do that. Otherwise, you can't be in the shelters. Like, literally don't understand how homeless people could possibly feed any type of habit. I can barely afford to get food and supplies, let alone spend on beer, pot, or cigs even. I used to smoke for about 2 years, but I haven't smoked regularly since 2017. Nah, I wouldn't go that far. It's like with alcohol. No, I think it should be made illegal. I say that because it is destroying the lower sides of the population. The lower class is completely affected by this shit. And mind you, it was illegal for well over 20 years. 40, 50 years, if I'm not. From 1950, which is when the stuff started showing up slowly, right? 1960 especially. From 1960 to 2000, that's already 40 years right there. Why did they make it legal? Because people complained a lot that they wanted to smoke drugs. Who complained? Liberals, Democrats, the lower class population, the addicts in society. Remember, the vote goes all around regardless. At that point, you have to admit he missed. I didn't think we were going to kill him. Did pretty good. It's amazing that we don't have any mini nuke stuff with this. Oh, another magazine. That is a cool picture. Deep Sea Terror. Alright, we got another settlement here. Alright, let's see. Well, what about drunkards? Isn't alcohol a problem because it creates those types of people? I mean, some people clearly can't handle it, but that's the same with alcohol. And last time we tried that prohibition was just fuelized organized crime. Well, I think the difference between alcohol and marijuana is that alcohol wasn't illegalized for 40 years. Alcohol was legalized for 2 years, and alcohol is a bit different. Because there's rules and regulations around alcohol, it makes sense. Marijuana is a narcotic. Even now, under the DEA, actually still labels it a narcotic. Why is it legal if it's a narcotic? I feel like there's a severe problem with that situation. You know what I mean? If it's a narcotic, that shouldn't be legal at all. Either remove it from the narcotics list and put some severe regulations on it. I mean, real regulations. Because the amount of young people smoking that shit is unreal. Also, organized crime doesn't work with children. You want my honest opinion about why I think I'm right regardless? Because organized crime would never allow children to have it. Because then a lot more people be getting into trouble. That's actually a thing. For some reason, the amount of young people smoking marijuana. It's like, you know why so many young people are stupid? It's right there, out in the open, because they're smoking that shit. They don't need to be smoking that shit. You shouldn't be smoking it till you're 21. Then why do 16, 15-year-olds have it? That is my argument. If children have access to this stuff, then clearly they're not doing their part to actually keep it. Oh god. Oh, the Rottweiler's head came off. Winter, you want to go get him? Winter. Go get him, Winter. Go get him. Go get him. Go get him.
My arm! Damn it!
Just broke his arm. Ah, that a girl. Winner's a champion, guys. She just plowed that guy with a sledgehammer. Let's see. Do I even want to know what's happening with all these mannequins? Let's see. Well, just regulate like we do with booze. You need to be 21 to drink. You should be 21 to smoke. They shouldn't. I don't know how they get their hands on this stuff. Exactly. When it was being handled by I don't mean to give credit to organized crime. Obviously, I don't want to give organized crime any credit here because organized crime is scumbags almost in its entirety. But when organized crime handled the stuff, kids almost never had anything. And that is the problem. I'm not saying think of the children. Fuck the children, okay? We don't need to worry about them. They're a bunch of little bastards half the time as it is. But we're being honest here. It's destroying the population from the young people all the way up. And at that point, where's the future? If the youth are our future, what's the point if they're all brain dead before they get there? And also another thing, and I need to put this out there, alcohol creates alcohol addiction. That is a thing. But marijuana creates schizophrenia. Alcohol doesn't do that. I've yet to see a single person develop schizophrenia from alcoholism. Alcohol can stay, or marijuana needs to go. That's the way I look at it. Because at this point, if it's creating mental illness, trust me, the last thing we need is more of these fucking morons in our chats telling people common sense should be illegal. Like, at that point... I literally do think we need to eliminate... If we want to eliminate trolls, for example, then we need to eliminate what creates them. Oh, God. Okay, she just murdered that suit mutant. I do honestly think that if you want to eliminate trolls and people that are malicious online and psychos and people who clearly have mental illness, that what we need to do is eliminate what creates them. Mental illness is the #1 problem in this country. It is the #1 problem in the United States of America. Eliminate marijuana, you eliminate part of that problem. The reason why so many young people have mental illness is because of things like marijuana. And they don't realize what it does to them until after it's too late. Parents are not doing their frickin' jobs as parents and keeping that shit away from their kids. And that's why so many kids are online doing such questionable things, like with what happens with ranked material. Oh, Cinemas is showing 5-year-olds rape videos from Rambo. Wow, that's totally normal behavior. If parents were keeping an eye on their kids, they wouldn't be there. They wouldn't be here in our chats to begin with. Honestly, does this channel actually exhibit child-friendly behavior when we're blowing people's heads off in Fallout 4? That alone says children shouldn't be exposed to this. But I can't control who comes into my chats, just like I can't control who goes into their Discord. I think that if parents actually were to do their job and keep their kids on the right track, you would have half these problems. But it's the same thing with marijuana. Kids should not be smoking marijuana. The reason why they do is because no one's monitoring them. And if you were to make this illegal, it'd be a lot harder for them to get their hands on it. A lot harder. And the less people are smoking that shit, the less people are completely psycho. That's my argument. I know it's not a popular opinion, but I stand by it 100%. And since I don't like to smoke, I don't feel bad. It's my personal, private, well, it's also a public opinion, isn't it? Because I said it publicly. I feel like that's the best way I can do it. And I hate to be harsh, but remember that being an extremist actually worked for me. Being a nice guy who played things by the book and just put up with all people's crap, that got me nowhere. So I have to have these extremist opinions that basically say we have to go the hardest way possible, and that's how we get shit done, and people actually like that. Let's go back to that, you know what I mean? This gun just obliterated that guy. Radioactive gland. Do we want to go inside this place? Not really. I think we go this way. What did he say? Was it an insult already? So this is your tactic, rant about us. I wasn't ranting about you, you fucking retard. I was talking about marijuana. Where? He says, okay, so Mark's the noob. Mark's the pedophile, right? Brilliant. He says, so this is your tactic, rant about us. Hey Tibbs, I made over $200 today alone and had over 70 viewers the entire time. You're sitting here begging for attention. Do I see a lot of delusion with this man? Because I've never asked for attention on any note. And I also am not ranting about them. I'm talking about the failure of the system and holding people accountable when it comes to giving people marijuana. Also, I think if I'm ranting about anything, it's marijuana. I mean, I guess he's entitled to his opinion if he thinks that's what we're talking about. You can't teach stupid. But remember that Mark's the noob smokes marijuana, and that's why he's delusional, doesn't know what the fuck we were actually talking about. He's hearing things, and therefore it's a form of psychosis. So at that point, Mark Sanoob has literally just proven my point. He literally just proved my point. People who smoke marijuana are delusional, psycho, rambo, jambo maniacs who have no sense of common sense or decency. And they'll say outlandishly dumb things and act like jackasses every fucking step of the way. You're proving my point, Marks. Thank you. I appreciate that, actually, because you're literally proving my point. Anyway. Let's see. We'll take the drugs. I don't like the drugs, but the drugs like me. Drugs, the drugs, the drugs. Marilyn Manson. Good song, but also questionable thematic material. Alright, let's see. We don't need anything here. I mean, they do realize that, right? Let's see. He said, stay FAT and losing. He did? Ah. Pretty much everything was fine up until that point. We're ranting about drugs generally, but yes, marijuana is the hot topic here since kind of in a gray area. And I think we're having a decent debate about it too. Some people say maybe we shouldn't illegalize it because of this, and maybe we shouldn't do this because of that. I think debating those kinds of things is good because it creates a sense of conversation. But yeah, we're not ranting about raked material. They are a mild example in the conversation, but they are not an actual. They're not the topic of interest. Who the fuck are you?
Thanks for saving me, friend. Take this. It's all I got.
50 caps? For doing what? Did we save somebody? I don't remember that. Marilyn Manson himself is thematically questionable. I know, right? The guy is pale white, has the weirdest face I've ever seen. I think his music is good, and I like him as a person. I just think his appearance is questionable. Kind of fitting logs. Let's see. Okay. It's weird because I'm pretty sure we were here already. Winter holotape logs. Check out to Malden PD. Nahant Sheriff Station. Alright. Excuse me, Winter. Excuse me, dude. I'm gonna shoot you. Get out of my way, or I'll start opening fire on random citizens. Alright. Start threatening the population, right? Yeah, the typical discussion is marijuana, not ranked material or Mark's the noob. So, like, I don't know what the fuck he's on about. But he is a marijuana user, so it makes complete sense that he would think we're talking about him when we're not. Because people who smoke marijuana have become increasingly stupid over the last couple of years. I would know. When I smoke marijuana, I think I sound pretty stupid. I'll come out here on streams after smoking marijuana, and I sound like such a tard. Cannot believe I ever smoked that shit and then made streams. Because when you smoke marijuana, what sounds like a good idea almost never is. You know what I mean? But Mark's a noob over here. You're talking shit about us. You're gonna rant about us. Wah. I'm like, where. Clip it and no, send me the timestamp of this video where we talked about you in a ranty kind of way. Or where we were ranting about you. That would be a way to word that, because we did bring them up briefly. But you have to. They're a perfect example. Marks the Noob and its cinemas are perfect examples. They go on, they smoke a bunch of weed, they act like a bunch of jackass, and they say stupid shit. Like he just did in my chat. How am I wrong? Excuse me, Winter. And it's also funny that they're butthurt that I was talking about them. Like, you know, when you've been here every fucking stream for the last 3 years, of course we're going to bring you up. It's almost like, ooh, Slocum Joe's Donuts. Of course we're going to bring you up. You become the pinnacle of examples at this point. Every time we have every time we talk about marijuana and talk about the stupidity it creates, there you are. Every time we talk about the toxicity of people and bullying online, there you are. Every time we talk about how someone is always trying to bring up sexual material, there you are. I mean, literally, it's, how do we not? But, you know, it is what it is. Let's see, do I want to go here? Ooh. You got another one, Winter. Behind you.
Let me have this one.
Get him, Winter.
Good friends.
All right. Cigarettes. Let's see. I'm firmly in the regulatory camp. I see it as being not much different than tobacco or alcohol, and yes, there could be particular protocols surrounding it. I don't know. It's just an anarchist, libertarian tendency in me. I don't like the idea of things being banned without a majorly good reason. Like, a segment of people destroying themselves isn't compelling enough reason for me to have anything banned, just regulate perhaps, or have appropriate intervention and psychiatric protocols to mitigate the damage. Well, at this point, is that a B? What is that letter? Anyway, me, I guess I'm on a different spectrum, because I believe in absolute freedom. I believe in absolute freedom and absolute anarchy. Because at the end of the day, if it is absolute freedom, everybody wins. Nobody can shut you down. Your opinion will always be there. Nobody can ever tell you you're wrong without having to just deal with it after a point. The level of actual personal.
I think I've lost them. Their destruction is at hand.
Oh shit, Winter. You okay, Winter? I'm so sorry. I did not mean to shoot you. You okay?
How may I be of service?
Alright, I guess that's good enough for me. Accidentally capped her. Oh boy, when she says that. Just prepare to be annihilated is the only thing that crossed my mind. Anyway. I just feel like I believe in absolute freedom. To be who you want, to be who you are, to not let anyone shut you down. Censorship and being banned on social media makes no fucking sense. If you're posting pictures and videos of things that are illegal, like, you know, for example, if you showed a video of someone committing unalivement, or if you posted videos of animal abuse, that is not okay. Because it does break the law, okay? And the laws are there for a reason. However, if you got banned for saying the N-word, that doesn't work for me. That's not okay. You should not be banning people for saying the N-word, because the N-word is protected by free speech. I know it's not okay to say it. I know it's racist. I know it's messed up. But welcome to Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 lobbies. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, you should not be banned for what comes out of your mouth. If you have an opinion, no matter how messed up it is, let's say you say something and one of your followers does something stupid, you should not be punished for it. I do not agree with what's happening with Hassan Piker. I do not like the guy at all, but I do not agree with what's happening with him, okay? And I know that he has said and done some stupid things, but censoring creators based off their opinions or what the people do with those opinions is ridiculous. And I've always had that belief. However, with marijuana, I think it's personal. I think it's a personal vendetta because of how the stuff made me feel. And at that point, it is a personal opinion regardless. It'll probably never amount to much, but that is why I say what I say about marijuana being made illegal, because it's a personal vendetta. I have a problem with that shit. It made me feel like shit in moments of darkness. And anything that does that, I tend to hate. Brandy. Tend to hate it. Let's see. I can't think of a lot of examples, actually. I guess brandy and marijuana. Probably because they're related. Trolls. Trolls. I hate trolls for the same reason. They made me feel like shit in my darkest hours, and I take that shit personally. Ooh, there's 2 more settlements over here. Let's see. I'm tempted to say we should do a Sunday podcast this matter someday. It would be a cool topic, actually. I'm down. Just let me know what time or what Sunday you want to do it. Like someday we should talk about substances and habits. I mean, I have first experience with the effects of this to my mother. Well, considering what happened to your mother, I'd be surprised you wouldn't be more on board with making it illegal. Let's see. And yes, I don't even think opioids should be banned for medicinal use, even though they are dangerous, but people still need painkillers. Well, I think people who smoke opioids are retarded because a lot of the time it's not about medicinal. Most of the time it's because they have a habit.
Did the Minutemen send you?
Yeah. How can I help?
We're having a lot of trouble with a group of raiders, stealing our food and supplies. Do you think you can persuade them to leave us alone?
Persuade. Yeah. How many of them are there?
No telling, I'm afraid. This time there were 3, but who knows how many are back at their base.
Oh, don't worry, I'll deal with it.
Oh, good. It will be a relief not to have to worry about them.
Kill the raiders at Dunwich Borers. Right, that'll be fun. Alright, we got another settlement over here somewhere. I can see it on the little mini compass at the bottom of the screen. It's a little tractor on a farmland thing. Let's see. LOL. You know what? When we ever do that stream together, we should be playing Schedule 1 in the background. I wish I could, but my PC... Oh, actually, if we upgrade my PC before we do it, then yeah. It's gonna be a while, though. Because my PC... My budget is tight, and my PC is just... Where?
Time to die! Can't hurt! Going to splatter your brain, huh? What's that?
Winner. This is your cue.
Let's take them out.
The Commonwealth
Top raider perish.
I like how she just blocked him.
Engaging hostile target.
Is he trying to run away?
Taking severe shoulder damage.
Jesus, Winner. Jesus. Well, no rush. It's just kind of an idea floating in my head for the time being. Another thing we could play is Drug Dealer Simulator. It only costs $20 and it's on Xbox. We do have options, is my point. But yeah, we could do that. You guys know Drug Dealer Simulator is what created Schedule 1. Apparently Schedule 1 ripped off Drug Dealer Simulator, but they did it better. I really...
Scanners detecting sentient life. Alert level elevated.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone.
Analyzing hostile. Calculating.
Oh my god, what the fuck? Oh my god, Winter. You're not gonna survive this.
There's no way out of this. Engaging at minimal distance.
Oh my god. Jesus fuck.
Engaging the human. Running close quarters subroutine.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. What the fuck?
Engaging target.
Winter, I really need your help. We should have did this with Fred. We should have done this with Fred. Is that a chrome blood bug? Oh my god, it's a chrome blood bug.
Ordering you to stand down.
Oh, thank god. Oh my god. That was a fucking fight. That was a fight. Oh my god. Holy nut fuck. Jesus Christ, Winter. We need to go back home and prepare for this next time. Jesus, my heart actually is jumping out of my chest. I forgot all about Assaultrons. I forgot all about them. Assaultrons are hands down the worst. Okay. Just... Let's see. But yes, anyone should be a teetotaler. It should be me because of my mother and how badly her life was affected by it. Throughout her life, again, she's a boomer. She grew up with weed and acid. And when they were at the heyday, she still... And yes, she thinks taking acid probably did screw up her brain permanently. And yes, she thinks taking acid probably did screw up her brain permanently. She's got hooked on the opioids shortly after she ran away from her family. She met my father... When she met my father, but he was apparently zero tolerance for that stuff. She described one of her trips like she was in a dinosaur egg and she could hear the bellowing and roaring outside. She was desperately trying to get out. Yeah, I think weed and acid and all that stuff, I just don't like it. I mean, for me, I think that's where the bias comes from, is that vibe that I feel like I should hate it no matter what, because there is ultimately a lot of bias there. And at one point I was open-minded about the stuff, but now it's just like I can't find a reason to justify it being around. I guess that's generally my problem. Hold on, Winter, I got it.
Please step into the open and identify yourself. Law-abiding citizens have nothing to fear.
Alright, Winter, you're good.
Hostile target identified. Please take cover until the danger has been...
Oh! Oh, we got hit. We finally got hit. I don't remember the last time I saved either. So we're going to need to really spice up a... Hold on, where the fuck are we? Wow, we went back far. Alright. Level up. Taking independence. Do I really want to do this mission? Knowing how bad it's going to be. Let's go to the let's go to the Diamond City. Actually, what we should do is get supplies and start making our way to the castle. By the way, what was going to be the subject for next Sunday? I recall it's probably about the channel and growing it. I think it's going to be looked at as a business meeting. Us trying to figure out how we should monetize. Because remember, I think this... Hey, Winter. Let me look at my calendar real quick. Because I know that we got a little bit of time before the 6th and 7th. We got at least a week. Hold on. It's... Right, everything just glitched.